Hello, and welcome to Longship Gaming. Today we are going to be playing a game of Marvel Champions. In fact, the next few games I'll be playing heroes I have yet to actually use, and see if I can pair them up in thematic fights against a villain that sort of matches them or has some kind of thematic connection. The only one I can come up in this case is just two big, bald, shirtless hero and villain in DRAX and Absorbing Man, just basically wailing on each other to see who comes out on top. So I've built an aggression deck for this one, and hoping to, with a lot of the events and so on, to leverage off the fact that for the number of vengeance counters that DRAX will have on him, bring him to a base attack of 4, hopefully very quickly, to keep increasing his attack value to get the most out of a lot of these aggression cards. And see if we can rush Absorbing Man down. So to do that, for our aggression deck, we've got 2 copies of Quick Strike, 2 copies of Quick Strike, 3 copies of Looking for Trouble, 3 copies of Moment of Triumph, try and keep his health up, 3 copies of Fusillade because his 2 knives, if I get them out early enough, they're just sitting there. They can just be exhausted to do 5 damage. So 2 power for 5 damage is a pretty good deal for an otherwise just, normal upgrade card just sitting there. Good old Dropkick for some stunning. Combat Training to give that +1 attack to DRAX. Counterattack, basically to take a hit and to deal it back. And some Martial Prowess to give us that all-important strength resource for playing out these events. To mitigate some of the damage, we have 1 copy of Booster Boots. Endurance, just to get DRAX's hit points up from base 14 to 17. And only 2 allies in this one. Gamora, just to do some solid attack work. And Groot to defend and absorb a lot of hits when I need him to. And of course, as usual, the 3 dual resource cards, Energy, Genius, and Strength. So we'll get shuffled up and ready to go, and let's see how well DRAX does against his, well, bald enemy, Absorbing Man. Alright, we are all shuffled up and ready to go. We've dealt ourselves our opening 6 cards for our hand. We're playing an expert, so our Absorbing Man starts on 15 hit points. He has a scheme of 2 and an attack of 2. He gains the trait of each environment in play right now. Rocky Outcrop is the first one we pulled based on the setup instructions for None Shall Pass. When revealed, we've already given ourselves super absorbing power, which means that he has the traits Ice, Metal, Stone, and Wood all the time. That's a side scheme sitting at 3 threat. Rocky Outcrop, which is Stone, gives him a forced response after Absorbing Man makes an undefended attack against you. Heal 1 damage from him, 2 damage instead if there are 5 or more delay counters on the main scheme. The main scheme is called None Shall Pass. So a delay counter goes on to the scheme at the end of step 1 of the villain phase. And when an environment enters play, discard each other environment card in play. Starts out at 2 threat and has a threshold of 12. And of course, I mentioned super absorbing power is his starting side scheme. So for DRAX himself, he has a starting head of 6, starts at 14 health. Not much to talk about on his alter ego side. If I ever have to flip to this, then he drops all vengeance counters that are on him, and he heals 2 for each vengeance counter on him. But we don't ever want him to do this because vengeance counters gives him a lot of starting power. So he has a thwart of 1, an attack of 1, and a defense of 2. He gets +1 attack for each vengeance counter on him. After the villain attacks, DRAX, place 1 vengeance counter here to a maximum of 3. If you cannot, draw 1 card. So we want to have the villain attacking as much as possible to build up to a base attack of 4. So for our starting hand, we have Martial Prowess, Fusillade, Moment of Triumph, Dropkick, Intimidation, and DRAX Knife. Okay, so we definitely want to have his knife to give him a +1 attack. Martial Prowess is always going to be really good to generate extra resources. Moment of Triumph doesn't do anything for us at the moment because, well, there's no minions out there, so I'm not going to be healing off of that. So that's one that's going to go. Fusillade might be good to hang on to. Intimidation might actually also be a good start just to get rid of super absorbing power perhaps right off the bat. So I think we're going to keep these lower cost cards. So unfortunately Dropkick and Fusillade will have to go for now. Draw back up. 1, 2, 3. And we get Drax's other knife, Fight Me Coward, and Looking for Trouble. Okay. These are ones that are pretty good for us, I think. So, let's start with flipping Drax over to his Guardian side. We definitely want to get his knives out. So, get Drax's knife. I think we want to actually right away do Fight Me Coward. Actually, before we do that, we can actually use him to do some thwarting, because Fight Me Coward has hero action, ready your hero and draw 1 card, then the villain attacks you. So it's not a bad deal. So let's do that. Let's have Drax first of all do a thwart, because I don't want super absorbing power to become a problem. Then we're going to do Fight Me Coward. So Drax gets readied. I draw a card, which is Dropkick. And then Absorbing Man is going to attack. So it's going to be after I get the Vengeance counter. So we're not going to defend this because we want to get those, get the most out of his abilities right away. So it's a base attack of 2. And it's just 2. So that means that Drax is going to get a Vengeance counter. So his attack is now at 3. Do we want to perhaps look for trouble? Or bring out Drax's other knife? My attack is now 3. Yeah, so let's use this to do Intimidation, to remove all the threat from super absorbing power. And let's, might as well use Looking for Trouble. So discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play engage with you. Remove 3 threat from the main scheme. So let's look, because we know that Hydra Patrol is in here. So there's a Hydra regular. It is not revealed, so Incite doesn't go off. That removes 3, and Drax is now at an attack of 3, and easily finishes off the Hydra regular, leaving us with Drax's other knife in hand. 1, 2, 3. So it's an okay start. Oh, I should have mentioned that after Absorbing Man makes an undefended attack against you, heal 1 damage from him. But he didn't have any damage on him at the time, so it didn't do anything. So we now have Intimidation, Fusillade, and Mantis. Okay. So over to Absorbing Man, he gets 1 threat on his scheme. He's going to attack. I am not going to defend. Base attack of 2. So this one goes into play. But it was only 2 damage. So now he has the Dense Forest ability. But that came into play after he made the attack, so it doesn't go off. Take 2 damage. Get another Vengeance counter. And now our encounter card, Surge and Exhaust. Stall Tactics. Place, well, I forgot to put the delay counter. When revealed, place 1 threat on the main scheme for every 2 delay counters on the main scheme. If no threat was placed this way, the card gains Surge. So it's going to Surge again. Shout of the Past. This is not a terrific start for DRAX, because out comes Yotat the Destroyer. Scheme of 1, attack of 3, 5 health, guard, retaliate 1, and 5 health. And his side scheme, Cull the Weak, which is each enemy gets +2 attack. That's not too fantastic. Let's see what we can do to get rid of Yotat. Alright. It's back to us. Well, I think Fusillade is going to be of most use to us here, because we can exhaust the knife to get rid of Yotat. On this turn, since we are currently exhausted. Yeah, so we're going to use Mantis and Drax's other knife to play a Fusillade. So exhaust a weapon upgrade, deal 5 damage to an enemy, so Yotat's gone. I take 1 damage in retaliation, leaving us with Intimidation. 1, 2, 3. This small hand size is can be difficult. Okay. Going back up again. Back to Absorbing Man. Delay counter. None shall pass. Absorbing Man is going to attack. I think we are going to defend this time. Don't think there's much else that... No, you know what? I think we can take the hit and go to our max attack here. It's a base of 4 though, so this is kind of risky. I'm going to take 1 direct damage from this because of Dense Forest. It's a forced response after Absorbing Man makes an undefended attack against you. Take 1 indirect damage, 2 indirect damage instead, if there are 5 or more delay counters on the mace game. So there are not, lucky. So it's a base of 4, and it's 4. So now down to 5. But we are full up on vengeance counters at the moment. Our encounter card. When revealed, you're stunned. So Icy Grip. If you have the ice trait, which he does not, take 2 indirect damage. So I am stunned. Alright. Well, let's take this opportunity to... I think we're going to have to get some health back. It's unfortunate, but I think that's what we're going to have to do, because Cull the Weak as a side scheme with that +2 attack needs to go. So, we are going to spend the energy to bring out combat training, and spend looking for trouble to get to use intimidation, which which is a whole whopping 4 can go, but Call of the Week is gone. Unfortunately, I am going to have to waste a really powerful attack. Haven't done any damage to Absorbing Man yet, to be able to get rid of that stun. And then we're going to flip over to DRAX, change that form, remove all vengeance counters, so I heal 6. Not exactly what I wanted that early, but so be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have Parry, Quick Strike, Payback, Genius, Too Stubborn to Die, and Payback again. Okay. Back to Absorbing Man. Delay counter. Scheme. Scheme of 2. Only 2 more. So he's now at 5. Counter card. I will destroy you. When revealed, this card gains search because we are in Alter Ego. Caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards are discarded this way, the card gains surge. So, rather keep the knife. So combat training is gone. Okay. Back to us once more. Nope, I forgot to put his health back up to 11. There we go. All right. Let's flip over to Fighting DRAX side. Maybe we can get Too Stubborn to Die out. So Too Stubborn to Die is a condition. When DRAX would be defeated, instead set his hit point dial to 4, change him to Alter Ego form, and remove this card from the game. So it's kind of a get a jail free card. Yeah, unfortunately there's not much we can do. These are very defensive cards. But I think that we will definitely hang on to them for this turn. DRAX, we're going to have him thwart. Not the thing that he's best at, but so be it. So we don't want None Shall Pass to get too high. Okay, so we already have our 4 cards in hand. He's got a 4-card limit. Another delay counter. Schemes, he's going to attack. I am not going to defend. Okay. I think we have a good combo here, perhaps. All right. Right now, DRAX is at an attack of 3. Oh, this doesn't happen until after the attack, so right now it's 2. So that is 3 damage. I will use Parry to defend that with a defense of 4. Now that gives us our vengeance counter. I think we'll save these. Well, we can use a payback now. After the villain attacks. No. Okay, we're not going to use that yet. And encounter card. Oh, we took 1 indirect damage from the dense forest. Revealed. The Absorbing Man attacks you. If the Absorbing Man has the stone trait, which he does not, he gets +1 attack. So he's going to attack again. I am, again, not going to defend. But I will, well, we'll complete this. So response, here response attack. So I'm not sure about the timing of this one, but we'll play it out anyway. So he's going to attack. He's attacking for 2, 3, which will trigger vengeance counter. So now our attack is up to 4. And we will, it says after the villain attacks you, hero response and response. So my interpretation of timing is that I can do that. So he's going to take 4 back from timing, or from payback. So finally, put some damage on the board. Oh, I take 1 indirect from dense forest. Okay. And that, I believe, is that. All right. Back to us. Well, we're just going to keep going for it, I think. So this is going to be an attack of 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is where the slugfest starts. Unfortunately, can't play quick strike right now, but we can probably maximize it next time. And draw back up to 4. So we picked up Moment of Triumph and Knife Leap. All right. So we've got another delay counter. And he schemes. He's now halfway to his goal. He's going to attack. I am not going to defend. So that's a base 2. Okay. So now we have Snowy Hillside, which replaces Dense Forest. After a Zoring Man makes an undefended attack against you, place 1 threat on the main scheme. 2 if they're, but because... No, the boost card happens first. The forest response is after he makes the attack, so he's going to get 2 threat on the main scheme, which is unfortunate. We're going to have to do something about that because he's a lot closer to winning now. However, I am going to use payback to hit him back for, oh, now we're at full vengeance. Oh yeah, sorry, I've had down to that. Down to 4. He's now being hit for 5, so he's down to 2. And our encounter card, I will destroy you. Your destroyer attacks you with +1 attack. Okay, so unfortunately this time I think I am going to have to defend because I'm getting kind of low. I'll be able to draw a card off this though because I'm full on vengeance counter, so I'm at +1. Oh, the villain attacks, but he doesn't get +1, so it's just a +2. If there are 5 or more delay counters in the main scheme, take 1 indirect damage for stall tactics, which is the boost card. So I will take just the 1. But I do get to draw a card because I'm full up on vengeance at the moment. Okay. So it's back to us. We will, I think, go looking for trouble to get rid of some of that that threat on the scheme. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play, engage with you, and remove 3 threat from the main scheme. Let's see who we got. So we know there's Hydra. There's a Hydra soldier. And luckily, because we have Quick Strike, we can just take him out immediately. Okay, and that gets rid of 3 threat off the main scheme. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have Rocket Boots, Gamora, Quick Strike, and Strength. Okay. So we have another delay counter. He's going to scheme. He will now attack. I think we're okay to defend here. So it's a base of 2, 3, 4. Does he have ice or metal from Icy Grip? If it's Missouri Man has the ice or metal tree, give him a tough card. So we get tough. Take 2, so we're down to 1. Luckily we defended, so no extra threat goes on the scheme. We finished attacking, so we draw a card. So we get Endurance. And our encounter card. When revealed, take 3 indirect damage, 4 indirect damage instead if Absorberman has the metal trait, so 3 indirect damage, and I cannot absorb that from Absorbing Man. And that takes down DRAX. Well, that's unfortunate. Wow, I think I just took... Oh, no, it doesn't take him down. Haha. Because of Too Stubborn to Die. When Dragon would be defeated, instead set his hit point down to 4, change him to Alter Ego form, and remove this card from the game. Okay. So he gets set to 4. Haha, he lives. Unfortunately, we're kind of back to ground zero when it comes to his his attacking ability, but he's not dead. Okay. That was a close one. But thankfully, we have Too Stubborn to Die, but of course now that's out of the game. All right. So you can tell this is the first time I played DRAX or this deck, so we'll see how this goes. So let's see what we want to do here. I think we need to get an ally out to offer some protection. Maybe some booster boots. Get that tough off. Bunch of different things we can do here. So we do know we want to flip back over. I think I definitely would rather have Gamora out at the moment. So Gamora is a thwart of 1, attack of 2, and 3 health. Hero response: after Gamora attacks or thwarts, discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard an event, and then add that card to your hand. So I think we want to attack just to get that tough off. Now we're going to go fishing for an event. Moment of Triumph. And I think let's get... Yeah, let's get our booster boots out just to prevent some damage. And draw back up. 1, 2, 3. So we got parry, fusillade, quick strike, moment of triumph. Okay. So, back to Absorbing Man. Delay counter, he's now on 7. He's going to scheme. He's going to attack. I think in this particular case we're okay, because we don't want the snowy hillside to keep adding a lot of threat here. So I think that we want to actually defend this time. Take 2, that's fine. We'll exhaust the booster boots to only take 1. I want to keep Gamora around for her ability to give us more cards. Okay, and we get our Vengeance counter. Piercing Thorns, boost. If Absorbing Man, boost. When revealed, discard 1 card at random from your hand. If Absorbing Man has the wood trait, discard 1 card you control. Does not have the wood card, or wood trait. So, unfortunately, let's hope we don't get rid of anything really good. It's going to be Fusillade. Oh, that could be worse. Okay. All right. Let's then have Gamora attack. She's going to do the last 2 points of damage to Absorbing Man. It goes to stage 3. Absorbing Man gains the trait of each environment in play on the force response. After Absorbing Man activates against you, if he has the ice or stone, place 1 threat on the main scheme. If he has metal or wood, take 1 indirect damage. And his hit points go up to 16. And because Gamora attacked, we draw until we get an event. And there's an event. Probably one of the best ones that we could get. Not so much in this case. Okay. So, since we can't stun him with dropkick because not all of our resources are strength, we will instead do a quick strike. Moment of triumph and dropkick. Damage is currently 1, 2, 3. Still have parry in hand. Let's bring this back up. 1, 2, 3. Knife leap, fight me coward, and Groot. Gives us an extra encounter card. So we've cycled through our deck. All right. Another delay counter. Another scheme. He's now closing in. He's at 8 out of his 12. He's going to attack. Okay, let's see what we can do on this turn. I think we are going to defend with Gamora. Base attack of 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. He's currently got the ice trait, so 1 threat goes in the main scheme. There's a lot of damage for poor Gamora to take. That gives us a vengeance counter. Our first encounter card. Whoops, I gotta put that on there. First encounter card, Swinging Stone. Zoriman attacks you. If Zoriman has the stone trait, he gets +1 attack. So he does not have stone. He's going to attack. I think DRAX is just going to take it. But will that lose us the game? Let's move some tokens around. So he's at if I don't defend this, he's going to be at 11. I could essentially ignore all the damage. Can I win next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. 13. It's risky. It's very risky to try this play. To be undefended. Very risky. Which is something at the moment I don't think that I can afford to do. So I am going to defend. He does not have the stone trait. It does put 1 threat on here. Regardless. So this is an attack of 3, 4. So I only take 1 from that and gain another vengeance counter. Okay. And that was our first encounter card, so let's see what the next one is. When revealed, take 3 indirect damage, so steel kick, 4 indirect damage if he has the metal trait, which he doesn't have. So I'm going to take 3 indirect damage. Ouch. Booted me. Okay. I'm wondering if I should instead, here interrupt defense, when you would take any amount of damage, prevent X of that damage, where X is equal to double of your attack. No, it doesn't really matter for that. Okay. So I think we want to get Groot out to help to do some defending for us on a turn. Costly for Groot, but so be it. And he's going to thwart for 1. Good old Groot getting in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, energy, fusillade, endurance, and counterattack. Okay. So we have another delay counter. He's up to 9. He's going to have a scheme, which puts him to 10. He is going to attack, and Groot is going to defend. So base of 3, 4. So Groot takes 4 damage. But after he defends, he heals 2 of those. An attack was declared against me, so I draw a card. Because all of my vengeance tokens are currently full. And encounter card. This is going to surge and switch to metal now. So it's an abandoned facility. After Absorbing Man makes an undefended attack against you, discard 1 resource icon from your hand. Okay. And it surges. When revealed, discard 1 card at random from your hand. If the Absorbing Man has the wood trait, discard 1 from your control. He no longer has wood. So I'll get rid of endurance. Alright. How much damage can I do on this turn? 5, 10, which is not enough to take him out. So we are going to Fusillade for 5. Down to 8. DRAX is going to have to thwart, which is not the thing that he's very good at. And don't plan on taking any damage from an enemy attack. So I'm going to discard counterattack, but hang on to the Fusillade for next turn, because that may be our path to victory. 1, 2, 3. Combat training, intimidation, looking for trouble, Fusillade. Okay. If we survive this turn, we might actually win. So let's see what happens. Delay counter. Scheme. He is going to attack. Groot's going to get in the way. So base attack of 3. And that takes out Groot. But I draw a card, because that was the attack declared against me. So we have a Genius. And Hydra Soldier with guard. So we're not going to get there this turn, by the looks of it. So instead, we're going to combat training. We're going to intimidation to remove X from a scheme where X is equal to your attack. My attack is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6th threat comes off that scheme, and then we punch the Hydra Soldier in the face. So he's just gone. We're going to hang on to this Fusillade for next turn. 1, 2, 3. Looking for trouble, moment of triumph, DRAX's other knife, and Fusillade. Alright, well, some of the pressure's off from this scheme now. He's going to attack. I think we're going to just defend. We're going to have to slow roll it here. So it's a base of 3. And then he gets ball and chain. Boost, reveal his card, so it's a +1 scheme, +1 attack. He's got his iconic weapon. So he has the metal trait, so I take 1 indirect damage. When we took out that Hydra Soldier, should have had an extra encounter card. So let's deal with that first. Avalanche. When revealed, each player must choose to spend either energy resource or take 2 indirect damage or 3 indirect damage instead of there are 5 or more. So you know what? I'm going to take the 3, but I'm going to reduce it with booster boots down to 2. And the second one, Surge. And it says Surge, and then reveal the top card of the encounter deck for under fire, but there is only 1 card left in the encounter deck, which is a Hydra regular who's going to incite. He's not a guard or anything, so I think that we're okay. That does mean that Azorian Man is going to accelerate. Oh, wonder if I forgot to draw a card off of the attack against DRAX. Let's see. What do I have? 4. Should have drawn 1 from the attack. Dropkick, looking for trouble, moment of triumph, DRAX's leather knife, and fusillade. Fortunately, I don't think it's going to be enough on this turn. I may have to do what I can. There's a lot of scheming going to occur here. I don't want to flip down. Dropkick, unfortunately, it's not all going to be good. This is definitely a tough choice on this turn. So I think what we need to do is to looking for trouble and DRAX's other knife to fusillade for 5, which does 3 excess damage, which will heal for 3. Which was off of Moment of Triumph, so I did extra damage. I'm going to hold on to Dropkick. Things are getting real tight here. 1, 2, 3. Dropkick, Mantis, Martial Prowess, and Knife Leap. Okay. So, I've got basically 2 accelerations going on now. So now the main scheme is going to go up to 9. Starting to run out of these tokens for the delay counters. He is going to attack. Let's see here. He's attacking for a base of 4. I don't really have any other choice but to defend against this. Because otherwise we just end up losing. So we're going to defend. So it's a base of 4. So he's at a 2+ right now. So 2+, reduce that down to 1. I should say a +2 he was at. Yeah, so 1 damage to the booster boots sort of save us again. We draw a card. Okay. Our encounter card, Surge, Exhaust, already exhausted. Avalanche. Each player must choose to either spend energy resource to take 2 indirect damage. 3. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take the 3. Which, oof. Let's see what we can do here. Because we will lose next turn because of the number of acceleration tokens that are out there right now. I can't stun him. Well, I can stun him, but I won't really be able to do much else. Is there any way out of this? I'd love to have him attack me, but that would just end up with me being dead. Let's try bringing out Mantis, who can thwart for 2. Which puts that at 7. It's going to have 4 on it. So we don't lose there quite yet. Actually rewinding that a bit because there might be a way out of this if we get the right card. So we're not going to do it with the Mantis because I think we lose next turn anyway if we don't take this risk. So we're going to fight me, coward. So ready your hero and draw a card. The villain attacks. Draw a card into Fusillade. Then he will attack, and I'll have Mantis defend. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, Mantis. Draw another card. And I think that gave us what we needed to actually win by the skin of our teeth. I think that turned out to be the right play. Wow. All right, so we could do this a couple of different ways. We could either Fusillade or just attack, but I think it's much more showy to Knife Leap, reduce the cost to play this card for each Vengeance counter on DRAX, which there's 3, so it costs nothing. When you make a basic attack, you get +5 attack for that attack, and it gains Overkill and Piercing. So he's attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 on his last attack, leaving Fusillade and Dropkick still in hand, but that's all that we need. And Absorbing Man goes down to 0. Wow. It's a good thing I sacrificed poor Mantis in that situation. But if it wasn't for those getting 2 card draws after making him attack me, that was an extraordinarily close game. DRAX down to 1 health, having to use his too stubborn to die, and you know what? He very much was. So, unfortunately, I don't have an Absorbing Man figure to knock over with DRAX here. But, you know, DRAX, he's about as happy as he ever gets. So, He's just gonna take center place on the table. Stand on his horse, man. Okay, so if you enjoyed this game, let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe to the channel for more content. And if there's anything that I could have done better in the game, anything I missed, anything better about the deck there that I designed, which I will, of course, list in the description below, please let me know. Until next time, this is Longship Gaming, and yeah, happy gaming.